Hello, my friends. Welcome back to our study along of the World Order of Baha'u'llah. My name is Jacqueline Claire. If you are joining for the first time, welcome. We are doing a read along, study along of this collection of letters written by the guardian of the Bahai Faith in the 30s ish. And the purpose is to more deeply understand this book, Principles of the Bahai Faith, and ultimately to excavate some of the spiritual solutions to all of the world's problems. And there is more information in the description box, the launch video for this project, where I give a more thorough overview, as well as this document if you want to read along, a study guide, and the playlist for this weekly reading series leading up to today. So we are in the middle of a letter called the Dispensation of Baha'u'llah, which was written in 1934. And we are jumping into paragraph 10, helping us understand the stupendousness of Baha'u'llah's revelation. And Shoghi Effendi, the author of this letter, is quoting the Bab, the prophet herald of the Bahai Faith, the prophet herald of Baha'u'llah, and extolling Baha'u'llah's greatness. The Bab means the gate, so he was the opening, kind of a John the Baptist type role for Baha'u'llah. And Baha'u'llah was known as he whom God will make manifest. So the Bab came to say, someone else is coming than me. I am here to tell you that someone is coming, right? So that is the context of these quotes that Shoghi Effendi is sharing here in paragraph 10. In one of his prayers, he thus communes with Baha'u'llah. Quote, "Exalted art thou, O my Lord, the Omnipotent. How puny and contemptible my word and all that pertaineth unto me appear, unless they be related to thy great glory. Grant that through the assistance of thy grace whatsoever pertaineth unto me may be acceptable in thy sight." In the Bab's commentary on the Surah of Joseph, characterized by the author of the Iqan, which is Baha'u'llah, as the first, the greatest, and mightiest of the books revealed by the Bab, we read the following references to Baha'u'llah. Out of utter nothingness, O great and omnipotent Master, thou hast, through the celestial potency of thy might, brought me forth and raised me up to proclaim this revelation. I have made none other but thee my trust. I have clung to no will but thy will. O thou remnant of God, I have sacrificed myself wholly for thee. I have accepted curses for thy sake, and have yearned for naught but martyrdom in the path of thy love. Sufficient witness unto me is God, the exalted, the protector, the ancient of days. And when the appointed hour hath struck, he again addresses Baha'u'llah in the same commentary. Do thou, by the leave of God the All-Wise, reveal from the heights of the most lofty and mystic mount a faint and infinitesimal glimmer of that impenetrable mystery, that they who have recognized the radiance of the Sinaic splendor, like Sinai, Sinaic splendor, may faint away and die as they catch a lightning glimpse of the fierce and crimson light that envelops thy revelation. sorry for that dramatic pause right before I started this paragraph. I was sort of like not blanking. My head was full of thoughts that I had missed a whole paragraph, and I was like deciding what to do. So I'm sorry for the pause in the matrix there a little bit, if you noticed that at all. Okay, paragraph 13. As a further testimony to the greatness of the revelation identified with Baha'u'llah, may be cited the following extracts from a tablet addressed by Abdu'l-Baha to an eminent Zoroastrian follower of the faith. Quote, "Thou hast written that in the sacred books of the followers of Zoroaster, it is written that in the latter days, in 3 separate dispensations, the sun must needs be brought to a standstill. In the first dispensation, it is predicted the sun will remain motionless for 10 days. In the second, for twice that time. In the third, for no less than 1 whole month." So this is a Zoroastrian prophecy. The interpretation of this prophecy is this: the first dispensation to which it refers is the Muhammadan dispensation, during which the Sun of Truth stood still for 10 days. Each day is reckoned as 1 century. The Muhammadan dispensation must have therefore lasted no less than 1,000 years, which is precisely the period that has elapsed from the station proclaimed, which is precisely the period that has elapsed from the setting of the star of the imamate to the advent of the dispensation proclaimed by the Bab. The second dispensation referred to in this prophecy is the one inaugurated by the Bab himself. Which began in the year 1260 AH and was brought to a close in the year 1280 AH. As to the third dispensation, the revelation proclaimed by Baha'u'llah, inasmuch as the Sun of Truth, when attaining that station, shineth in the plenitude of its meridian splendor, its duration hath been fixed for a period of 1 whole month, which is the maximum time taken by the sun to pass through a sign of the zodiac. From this thou canst imagine the magnitude of the Baha'i cycle, a cycle that must extend over a period of at least 500,000 years. Paragraph 14. From the text of this explicit and authoritative interpretation of so ancient a prophecy, it is evident how necessary it is for every faithful follower of the faith to accept the divine origin and uphold the independent status of the Muhammadan dispensation. The validity of the imamate is, moreover, implicitly recognized in these same passages, as in imamate, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. That divinely appointed institution of whose most distinguished member, the Bab himself, was a lineal descendant, and which continued for a period of no less than 260 years to be the chosen recipient of the guidance of the Almighty and the repository of one of the 2 most precious legacies of Islam. The same prophecy, we must furthermore recognize, attests to the independent character of the Babi dispensation and corroborate indirectly the truth that, in accordance with the principle of progressive revelation, this is big, you guys, every manifestation of God must needs vouchsafe to the peoples of his day a measure of divine guidance ampler than any which a preceding and less receptive age could have received, or any which a preceding age could have received or appreciated. For this reason, and not for any superior merit which the Baha'i Faith may be said to inherently possess, does this prophecy bear witness to the unrivaled power and glory with which the dispensation of Baha'u'llah has been invested, a dispensation the potentialities of which we are but beginning to perceive, and the full range of which we can never determine. So, as an inherent quality of progressive revelation, every dispensation reveals an ampler share of guidance because it's progressive, and also to meet the needs of a more receptive populace as time progresses, moves on. So I thought that was interesting that Shoghi Effendi made that distinction, that it is not like for Baha'is to be arrogant about, right? It is not for any superior merit which the Baha'i Faith may be said to possess, but rather that this is just the way progressive revelation works. That's me putting it in my own words. I'll read this again next week just for a refresher. All right, my friends, so that concludes paragraph 15 of the Dispensation of Baha'u'llah. Thank you for studying with me. I'd like to remind you to like this video if you do, subscribe to this channel. We're inching towards 1,000 subs. Feel free to comment, share this content with others you think would find it interesting. Feel free to get in touch with me in the comments. If you would like to support this channel, there's lots of information and links below on how you can do that. Thank you again. Until next time, I wish you the best for playing your unique part in making this world a better place. Catch you next time.